Hi, welcome to Chocolate Cat Chat. I'm so happy that you're stopping in. First and foremost, we have our live studio audience with us today. So, hey there, live studio audience. Will you give me a hello? Hello. Hi. There's a smile. Hi there. Say hey world. Hey everybody. Hello, cutie. Well, hello there, live studio audience. Okay, I am eating this yummy chocolate, white chocolate pistachio. It's quite delicious. Our friend Mark gave it to us yesterday, and quite delicious. I highly recommend getting the pistachio white chocolate in your life. It's actually kind of a nice change up from a lot of really dark chocolate I've been having in the last few weeks. If you've tuned in previously, you know I've been trying to eat really dark chocolate to be super healthy, like 85, 90% chocolate. And so a delicious white chocolate is really quite a different deal, and delicious and sugary sweet. Anyway, for the actual chocolate of this presentation, which is the moment of truth and real yummy goodness, because even though I do love chocolate, a sweet friend was reminding me the other day, chocolate is actually not the best thing. Chocolate's a good thing, but let's be real, it's not the very best thing. And I'm reminded of Psalm 84:11, I think, that talks about no good thing does he withhold. And that sentiment has been unpacked by my dear friend Sarah Groves, quoting somebody else to say that the very good things, the best things, are not things at all. And they go on, but essentially my takeaway, things like chocolate are not the best things. As hard as that is to admit, the things inside are the best things. The things that are spiritual are the best things. We got some good things in chocolate. Anyway, I digress.
Hi from the UK.
Hi from the UK to you. Well, hello there. Anyway, let me give you my moment on marriage. What is the title of this little segment? What did best teach marriage? Our secret. Well, we don't really have a bunch of secrets per se, but that's probably more of a gimmick, to be honest, to get you to watch it. But this is important, so do listen up. One thing that Doug and I do right, and I mean, we do plenty wrong in marriage, but we're 11 years strong, and we've been through some serious tough times in those 11 years. And that little live audience member right there is proof that something's going pretty well here, and we're not planning to divorce, although I don't know that you plan that, but we really are committed to each other. And I will say that there are a lot of reasons right now people are not committed in our culture to anything. Most of all, a spouse. Everything is just so situational and flaky, and it's just really this bizarre, tragic situation we're in. If any of you have read Tim Keller's The Meaning of Marriage, it is this brilliant book that talks about many of the reasons for this just dramatic shift in our culture right now. And one thing he talks about is that marriage is both overly romanticized, so like really built up as the greatest, most fabulous thing you will ever do and feel, and it's so tremendous, it's going to meet every need in the world, it's so awesome. But in the same breath, it's overly pessimistic. So I'm not going to get married. I'm just going to live with my significant other for life because my parents' marriage fell apart, and because marriage is just this terrible sinking ship, and marriage is this nightmare, and it's awful, and it chains me to this other person for life, and I'm never going to be happy again. So you have this real war of like way romanticized and terribly pessimistic about it. So it leaves everybody really disenchanted to this institution that previously has been pretty awesome in our world. It's been one of the reasons society has flourished, I would argue. Okay, so one of the things Jig and I really hope we are doing right in our marriage, and one thing that Tim Keller actually talks about, and one thing that Jig and I talk a lot about, is choosing intentionally to become students of your spouse. Which could seem very obvious to you, like, yeah, duh, become a student of your spouse, but is actually very revelatory because most couples aren't necessarily living that way. By virtue of gender differences, for one, and life differences, work conflicts, one possibly being at home. There's just a number of reasons that spouses are not on the same page. They're really not united in much. One is the breadwinner, and one's this or that, and one's got half a foot in this weird world of fill in the blank, their cool hobby that they just have to do and whatnot. And they're living very bifurcated lives. And the tragedy is that when they start going like this, they don't then come back around. They really just go off and off and off until they divorce. And for us, it has been really powerful to consistently choose each other's stuff as our own stuff. And what I mean by that particularly is that we actually, and I'm not good at this, trust me, I like pie in the sky like none other, kind of ditzy. I know you can't imagine that, but I am kind of ditzy, let's be honest. But we all gotta wake up and tune in to the person you're spending your life with. So whatever it is that really just floats to their boat, you gotta get on board with that. And they're hearing the commentary of the spinning over here. Okay, back to me. Sorry, you'll be happy later in life. Mommy's talking about this stuff. Anyway, what I mean by get on board and become a student of your spouse is that in our world, there are so many things competing for one's own attention. For instance, say a couple is in a marriage and the woman becomes highly focused on her children, their needs, her life, their school, their whole world, whatever it is. So the daddy, the man, the husband, is working all day, comes home, he absolutely has to find out the score of this big important football game he's been waiting 10 years to see the result of, and it's the central focus of his life. Well, she's dealing with the kids, and he's obsessed with this football game, so they're not really becoming students of each other and thus living into that. There's just not a lot of crossover happening. What Jay and I really intentionally done is study each other, find out what those things are we're passionate about, live into that for each other, and let the other things kind of fall away. And that's a lot easier said and a lot harder to do. But one example that's kind of sacrifice on both ends for us that's kind of funny to share because I'm doing it, but I'm okay sharing it with you in this context. Jay has a men's morning gathering, a men's Bible study once a week. It's at 6 a.m. on Thursday mornings. And I don't know what it is, but deep in my psyche, I think I understand that that's important to Jay. So 5 a.m., pop up, run to the kitchen, make coffee, make a lot of noise. Like, I'm not staying in bed and sleeping through that hour because I know it's important to Jay. I want to foster that. I believe in that. And I know it gets him excited to really grow and teach and steward this just little thing that God's given him. So I'm all about it. I really inserted myself into his life there for that thing. I mean, he can make the coffee, but I want to be awakened and encouraging him for that hour. Likewise, I have a women's morning event once a quarter, several times a year. And he gets up, it's also early morning, he gets up with me, and you can imagine, I mean, as he does with everything in my life, he just really makes it happen. Honestly, from start to finish, gets me the coffee, gets me dressed, gets me out the door, gets me to be a part of that. And that's just a small way we were like knowing what's important to each other and living into that. And that is so key. So I'm not saying fully forget the dumb football game or the weird reality TV show women you're like wasting your life on over cocktail hour. But come on, gang, like live up to each other. Ultimately, the fantasy football team and the Real Housewives of Atlanta are not going to be in your hospital room when you lay dying. Like, they're not real. Fantasy football, I think, is a fake thing. So those people aren't even going to be in your hospital room because they don't exist. So stop obsessing over them. And the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you don't want in your hospital room when you're dying, okay? No offense to those amazing women, but come on. Sorry, too late. I said it. Anyway, enough ranting. I would love if you have any questions. I want this to be interactive, and I know it's hard. Anything, anyone?
Someone asked about your political preference.
Oh,
Hillary or Trump?
No, what now? What are you laughing about? Political preference? What?
Hillary or Trump? They said.
Oh gosh, I haven't decided.
Yeah.
I don't know and no. I can't answer that yet, but I mean, I'm not feeling my boat really floating either way, I gotta be honest.
Natalie Pittman's wearing her Hope Heels hat because it's raining in Mississippi.
Hey Natalie, love that. Sorry you're dealing with rain, but so glad you're in the hat. Everybody should get one of those fabulous Hope Heels hats. Those are cute right there. Hey, I'm gonna, be interacting on Facebook a bit after this segment, so hop on and join me. Just go to facebook.com/HopeHeals or Instagram.com/HopeHeals, Twitter.com/HopeHeals.
CJ Jones said, do you ever get down? And if so, how do you move forward?
Oh, CJ, yes, I get down. In the early days, and I should share a bit of my story, I used to get really down because my life was my life was turned upside down. So of course, when your life's turned upside down, you get real down. And it was hard to get out of bed every day and relearn to walk, relearn to eat. Jason, move over here. Relearn to swallow. I had to basically start over at zero after my stroke and relearn everything, and my whole world did a 180. So yeah, I got real down, and I had multiple moments of sort of becoming okay again, but I pinpointed one that happened around Thanksgiving of 2008, which was about 8 months after my ordeal, and I think the Lord really infused in me a lot of the truth that I had already known. And for you, CJ, or anybody else watching this, if you don't know remotely what I'm talking about, or if you don't have that in you already, you can totally get that and cultivate that. But the scriptures that deeply had informed my early life came out in the moments when I needed them most. The rubber really met the road, to be honest, and I could actually hear in my head God supernaturally encouraging me with Psalm 139 that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, with 1 Peter 5:10 that I would suffer for a little while, and in the end the outcome would change. That Romans 8:28 was true, that all things are working together for the good of those who love God. And above all, what I knew I didn't really have the words even for was that 2 Corinthians 4 notion that this is all temporary. This body is temporary. And what is unseen is in fact the eternal. So I could live into that. And I think living into that reality deeply impacted my recovery. Let's just say that.
Have you dealt with anxiety?
I would say yes. I mean, how could I say no? I'd be joking if I said no. I have dealt with anxieties and still deal with anxieties every day. I mean, I can't walk, so I fear going in a public restroom alone. I feel there's somebody in there who wants to, I'll be really honest, rape me. I'm scared of that. That's pretty gross and horrifying to say, I know, but it's true. I'm scared of a lot of things. I'm scared of an intruder coming into my house and me not being able to run away and not being able to get my children and get out of the house. I'm scared of a lot of things, and that fear, of course, leads to tremendous anxiety, and yet I'm able to cope with my world, because even deeper than the anxiety and the fear is a peace. And I can't exactly explain to you what that looks like, but I think there is a thing that I've done that is very powerful, and it's summed up in this notion of lean in, embrace, let yourself really feel the pain of what you're dealing with, and then let yourself break free. Denial is hideous. When we can fully just say, I am dealing with the fear of a public restroom, which sounds like a joke, but when you can say, that is what it is, but deeper than that, what do I know? Well, reminding myself of the truths I already know, that He is with me. He will not forsake me. He will never abandon me. I am safe in His grip. And that could be hard to articulate when you've been through something awful. And yet, it's true. For us all, we are safe and protected in Him.
Bible verse for anxiety. Somebody's asking just a specific verse. You said some. But...
Oh, sure. Let's see. Cast all your cares upon Him. Cast all your, what does that cast all your cares upon Him because He cares for you. Does it say cares and cares like that? Yeah. Because He cares for you. I don't know the verse, but that's, I know a song. Cast all your cares upon me. Lay every burden down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you.
Nice.
Thanks. Woohoo! Okay, should I sign off now after that weirdness?
You can rewatch on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, so this is here for the next 24 hours, and I love that you people are tuned in for this. This is really special to get to meet here and talk to you a bit, but if you can't be here right now, that's okay. You got 24 hours to watch, or we put these on YouTube. So just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hope Heals, and you can watch it anytime. They're permanently on there. So anyway, I will see you next week for more Cat Chat. God bless you and be encouraged, gang. Bye.